Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, words of my brethren all around the world watch this video. I hope you're having a great day today. As you're tuning in, make sure you do yourself a damn favor and hit that subscribe button. Surely, you will not be disappointed. Now, interesting stuff in the world of boxing. Mikey Garcia, right? This is not news we didn't expect because it's been reported by a number of news outlets, but the one I got in front of me is in fact ESPN. ESPN has reported that, and Darian Field has reported that Mikey Garcia has officially vacated his belt, his WBC lightweight belt, and he will be moving on to higher weight classes in his career. Not really unexpected because we knew that. Well, for one, I'll be honest with you. I never thought Mikey Garcia wanted to fight Lomachenko. I've been saying that for quite some time now. I never thought he wanted to fight Lomachenko, which is why he took what I believe to be was a calculated risk by going up to 147, and it was really a no-lose situation for him. You know, he goes, he gets a big payday, he gets to fight at Cowboy Stadium, gets a career-high payday, gets a title shot. If he wins, he's a freaking top pound-for-pound fighter. You know, top maybe the pound-for-pound king of boxing if he would have actually beat Spence. If he loses and gives a good account of himself, then his stock still goes up. So it was one of those situations, and you know, so it is what it is there. But you know, the real question, the two questions we have to ask ourselves now, now that he's vacated his belt, is number one, who's gonna fight for that belt, and that's an interesting question in its own right, because you know, when we look at the lightweight rankings at 135 in the WBC. You know, you see that you have a guy like Devin Haney, who's number 3. You have Teofimo Lopez, who's number 4. We know Luke Campbell will be fighting for that belt. So, you know, Devin Haney or Teofimo versus Luke Campbell, I could rock with either one of those fights. You know, I would love to see who comes out of that for sure. And then, as far as Mikey, you know, the question as it pertains to Mikey Garcia is, does he campaign at 140 or does he campaign at 147? Now, in this article, he states very clearly that he wants to go up to 147. And he wants a title shot up there. He wants to explore his options up there. And his career is an interesting place because I'll be honest with you, Mikey Garcia is not a skilled of enough fighter to be, in my opinion, this is my personal opinion, I don't think he's a skilled enough fighter to go up as high as 147 and win a world title off of a top name, you know. Because right now as it stands, you know, when we look at the champions at 147, you know, we have Errol Spence Jr., who holds the IBF. We have Crawford, who holds the WBO. We have Sean Porter, who holds the WBC, and you know, we have Pacquiao and Thurman, who are holding the versions of the WBA trinket. You know, so we have to ask ourselves, can he beat any of those guys? I think ideally the best fight for him would probably be against someone like Sean Porter. You know, a guy who's a bit of a smaller welterweight, not really a natural welterweight, more of a 140-pounder who succeeded at welterweight. But Sean Porter is in a unification fight with Errol Spence Jr. So if that fight winds up happening and Errol wins, as most people expect, then he has 2 of the belts. So then you gotta ask yourself, can Mikey Garcia beat Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Keith Thurman, and Manny Pacquiao? And I'll be honest with you, at 147, absolutely not. So then you look at 140, and you know 140's got some really good fighters there. You know, you get the likes of Jose Ramirez, Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor, Ivan Baranchyk, Maurice Hooker, you know, even the weakest champion in the division, which is probably Relic or Maurice Hooker, even those guys are tough out. So he's got, in my humble opinion, I think Mikey Garcia has a lot of work cut out for him, whether he goes 147 or 140, because neither weight class is short of fantastic fighters. Neither weight class has, you know, anybody who's incredibly weak as a champion. To cherry pick, he hasn't he's not gonna really have the benefits that he had at 140 when Lipinets ran into a title. He won't have the benefits that he had at 135 when Zlotkin was somehow a champion or whatnot. So that's just what it is. But I'm hoping, and this is my humble opinion, I'm hoping that Mikey Garcia goes 140 because I feel like that's, because I remember when he fought Lipinets, he looked solid at the weight. He looked good enough to compete at the top level at 140. So I think personally, if I was his manager, 140, you go there and you go. I would look to go after someone like Maurice Hooker and make a big fight there. I'm sure DAZN, Eddie Hearn, and all parties involved, Matchroom Boxing USA, they would throw Mikey Garcia a good amount of money to fight Maurice Hooker, and that'd be a good fight. And you know, if he beats Maurice Hooker, you know, I view Maurice Hooker as a credible champion. He is a credible champion. He won his belt on the road against Terry Flanagan. Then he defended it in a fight where he was, you know, had all odds stacked against him, against Alex Saucedo in Oklahoma City, fighting on the road. So the guy has validated himself as a true champion. But I would definitely say he's the weakest champion in the 140-pound division. So if Mikey wants to go that route, even if he beats a guy like Maurice Hooker, you know, I look at that as a massive accomplishment for him in his career, because I class Hooker as a better fighter at 140 than Lipinets was. And that's just my humble opinion, because when he fought Lipinets, he went life and death with Okiri Kondo, you know. So I remember being there in the arena when I watched the fight. I thought Kondo gave a good account of himself, might have even won that fight, you know. Lipinets wasn't that impressive in 140. 147 when he fought Lamont, different story, but 140, not so much. So yeah, man, Mikey Garcia, you know, 140 is and forget the champions. When we look at 140, you still got some killers all around that division. You got Arnold Barbosa, who's gonna come up. You know, he's there. You got Virgil Ortiz. You got Maximum. What's the name? Dudashov. People are talking a lot about him right now. You got Regis Prograis. You got you know, solid guys like Ray Beltran still in the picture. You got Pablo Cesar Cano's coming off a big win against Jorge Linares. He's going to come with a lot of momentum. You know, it's a good division. It's a solid division. You know, you got George Kambosos who's going to come up as a prospect. You know, people are looking at him as a guy that could, you know, be a world champion real soon. So definitely, 140 is not somewhere you want to be if you don't think you can compete. So you know, he doesn't think he can make 135. I said this. He's still not come back down to 135. I didn't think he'd come back down to 135. And like many people expected, he's not come back down to 135. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, man. When we look at 135, even more so than 140, 135 has some freaking killers on the come up. You know, you got Teofimo Lopez, who I've talked about extensively on this channel. You got Devin Haney. You got Luke Campbell, who's lying around in the weeds. He would have been his mandatory if he decided to come back and defend the belt. You know, you have Jorge Linares is still in the picture. You got guys like, you know, guys who aren't even ranked in the top 15 yet, like what's his name? Carlos Balderas. You know, 135 is chock full of killers. I would say that the ceiling of the fighters at 135 is a lot higher than the ceiling of the fighters at 140. But there's more contenders in 140 than there are at 135. But the contenders that are at 135 are higher level fighters. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, Mikey Garcia, he has to ask himself the question, you know, can he still be great at these higher weights? And I don't know, man. I think his career is in a very interesting place. I think, you know, he's in a dangerous place because he has been world champion in multiple weight classes. He's gotten a career high payday. And I don't know, man. I don't know if I've always questioned the fire inside Mikey Garcia. How great does he truly want to be? And you know, I get it. He went up to 140. He fought 147. He fought Errol Spence. But I mean, look at the manner in which he fought Errol Spence. He fought very pensive. Or pensive. He fought very passive, I should say. Very passive. Very cautious. Didn't really go for the win. He came in many cases. I felt like he showed up to just get a check. To be honest with you. So I mean, I don't know. I question whether his heart's really in boxing, and we'll see how it goes. But that's the news. Mikey Garcia vacates the WBC lightweight title, and he will explore other options as he moves further along with his boxing career. So I want you guys, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. You know, did Mikey Garcia duck Vasily Lomachenko in your opinion? And you know, regardless whether he did or not, you know, what do you think is the best weight class for him to campaign at 147 or 140? I think 140 is the way to go, because if he goes to 147, he will get slaughtered. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, leave your comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, like I say in every single one of these videos. You can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just giving dang. So until next time, take your ass.